on Drury Lane.
Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way.
Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. Oh, it was another weekend morning back in the kitchen on Drury Lane. And oh, it was time to make the muffins. This morning, I have a special treat. I've been watching videos from High School Musical, you see, and I just want to show you this grand new song that I learned. It actually reminds me of the Focus churches of Albany, New York, and how they are all in this together. Let's see if I can sing this song. La 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 la. Together, 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 everyone. Together, together. Come, let's have some fun. Together, we're there for each other every time. Together, together, come, let's do this right. Here and now it's time for celebration, to finally figure it out, that all our dreams have no limitations. That's what it's all about. Everyone is special in their own way, to make each other strong. We're not the same, we're different in a good way. Together where we belong, 'cause we're all in this together. Once we know that we're all stars, and we see that we're all in this together, and it shows when we stand hand in hand, make our dreams come true. La 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 la. I need a singing lesson. Do you agree? Well, let's learn how the Focus churches of Albany are all in this together.
Hi, my name is Jim Ketchum, and I am the Executive Director of Focus Churches of Albany. This year we are celebrating our 50th anniversary. We were founded when 4 churches right here in the Center Square neighborhood of Albany realized that they were talking to a lot of the same people who had needs for food, transportation, all sorts of help, and they decided they could work a lot better with the problems they were being presented with if they worked together. And a group formed informally in 1966, and in 1967 we were launched as Focus Churches of Albany. And over the years, we have added 2 other congregations to our membership. So we now have 6 covenant congregations representing 4 different denominations right here in Albany and 1 in Delmar. And we have 2 food pantries and a breakfast program that we serve. It's open to the public, free to all who want to come in. We also have an advocacy program because we believe that hunger is not just a crisis issue. We've been at this for 50 years. The crisis is done. This is a structural issue. Many of the people that come to breakfast or the pantry are unemployed or underemployed, working very part-time jobs and getting minimum wage, and you can't end up the month with paying your rent, your heat, your medical care, your kids' new shoes, etc., etc. End up having to put everything off as much as possible. So we have folks come in to the pantry. They get 6 days worth of food, 3 meals a day for the members of their household. And the breakfast, as I mentioned, is also here open to the public. And that runs Tuesday and Wednesday during the warmer months, and from November through mid-April, we run Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, serving a hot breakfast that's brought to your table.
Oh, he was How are you? Good to see you. I'm well, thank you. I wanted to ask you about Robert Ilsa.
Today just happens to say dreams do come true, and that is part of what we're involved with here at Focus Churches, at the breakfast program and the pantries. Many people have developed relationships with our staff and volunteers, and that's even more transformational in the fact that hungry people get some food once a day. That's where the magic happens. That's where the dreams do come true. We can learn more about people's backgrounds and understand the complex issues that led them to be in the situation they're in, rather than just condemning people because they appear to be unemployed or homeless. The relationship is what matters. And that's an important part of every faith tradition and an important part of people's morals in general. If you want to make the world a better place, Focus Churches is the kind of place you need to support.
Never heard about that old crazy
This is the Focus Church's storeroom for the breakfast program, and we have in here a variety of refrigerators and freezers that we use to keep food fresh. This one is for milk and eggs, and we also have a freezer here that has bread and chicken patties and other elements to the breakfast and the lunch. Everybody gets a lunch that to go in a bag as well as breakfast, and this way we help people continue on for another day despite whatever difficulties they're facing. We also have in this room, it's kind of messy right now because we're not to that season yet, we store for the winter season woolen socks and men's hats and individual care items such as dental care, the kind of personal care items everybody needs every day that some people just don't have. The reason we have these refrigerators and freezers so full is due to generous donors and also to a state grant from a program called HIPNAP, the Hunger Prevention and Nutritional Assistance Program. The need, though, continues. We turn this stuff over constantly, and we could always use more donations. Cash donations in particular are very welcome because we can turn those into whatever we need at that moment. We can purchase food through the food bank, which supplies much of this food, and that we can purchase for 16 cents a pound. Doesn't matter what the item is, it costs to us 16 cents a pound. So your donations help to make sure that we can continue to supply nutritious meals to whoever shows up. Many people ask, how can I make a difference? What could I possibly do that would help change things for the better in America today? I think the single most important thing to do is to get to know people who are in these situations of difficulty, of poverty, of homelessness, of addiction, and that will give you a much better clue than the standard stereotypes about people being lazy, about people making bad decisions. The system is arrayed against folks who are poor. Getting to know people while providing a practical hands-on thing like a meal or bags of groceries at the pantry is the single best way to change the world. I firmly believe that if we want to change the world, we must first start by changing ourselves, changing our hearts, changing our minds, changing, gathering, collecting, building our compassion. That is what causes change in the world. Not just throwing money at issues, not just demonstrating in the street, although sometimes that's part of our tools too, but to actually reach out to people out of compassion, to understand that these people who are stereotyped and condemned are a lot more like us, all of us, than they are different. And that opens the possibilities for worldwide change once we change in our hearts. Sometimes people want to know, how can we possibly feel like we're making a difference? We've been at this for 50 years now. In some ways, I would rather that we worked ourselves out of a job and we didn't need food pantries anymore. We didn't need free breakfasts anymore. Those issues have not gone away, but we measure our success story by story, person by person, of the people who, through some of them very brief period of assistance, were able to get over a hump and look forward to something beyond paying the bills for this month, to have a job, to have self-respect and dignity. It's very important that we show people that dignity in our program. Part of that is why we call the folks that come to our program our guests. They are not clients, they are not customers, they are guests. We focus on the hospitality. When we provide the hospitality, when we provide a welcoming place, people literally come in out of the cold and have a chance to get to know folks and to get some support, both from their fellow guests and from the volunteers and staff here. And things change. Sometimes we just notice, hey, so-and-so hasn't been here for a long time. And if we ask around, we discover they got a job, or they moved in with a relative, or they found some other way to get the services that they needed. Again, a big part of the getting access to those services is having many social agencies come here, where there's a gathering of people that tend to need social services. I also want to give a shout out to CDPHP that has been sending 2 nurses every morning to meet with guests who are on the CDPHP plan, which a number of them are. That provides them a direct connection to ask questions, to learn about further services, to help them get to the doctor or the clinic, whatever they need to do, in an immediate fashion. That kind of quick response makes a big difference, and that's not the kind of response that most people get when they're just trying to do things on their own.
You'll love it! You'll love a free muffin from the Muffin Man. And here's your chance to get one. A free muffin delivered to you directly in the mail for just showing today's charity that you care. No money or credit cards or purchases necessary. And here's your chance. Simply send a message of support to today's charity and receive a free muffin in return. Log on to themuffinmangives.org. Make today a giving day. Will you join the Muffin Man in giving to others? We look forward to giving a free muffin to you as a thank you.
That was
Yeah, I know.
We have some problems in America today. What we need to have is more people involved, people volunteering, people learning the stories of folks who live a different life than they do. We need people who reach across economic and class lines, who reach across ethnic lines and racial lines. We need people to get to know each other, to literally be in a relationship with each other. That's where change happens. Beyond volunteering or donating to Focus, I would encourage people to pick a cause, any cause that is bigger than you, that will help others, that will grow your own understanding and compassion, and you can feel like you are indeed making a contribution. We're not going to change the world tomorrow or by next year, but it's often the incremental steps taken by very small groups that make all the difference in the world. So the first thing I would say is get involved. Second thing it would be to donate to a group. It may be a church program, it may be a social service agency, it may be an issue in your own neighborhood. But when we work together, we are much stronger than when we work separately. When we stop complaining about the way things are and start working on solutions, that's when change happens. A number of people believe that Focus Churches, the Focus stands for an acronym of some sorts, and I've heard at least 3 different stories of what it stands for. Those are actually not true. It's not an acronym at all. It's just that our first newsletter of those 4 churches working together at the very beginning was called In Focus. And that's still the name of our newsletter. It was meant to discuss focusing in on the issues and the people that were caught up in those issues, in hunger, in poverty, etc. We've been supporting programs for 50 years now. 2017 is our 50th anniversary, and we're having a big celebration on October 28th out at St. Sophia's Church. We'll have dinner and a program there. Tickets are going for $50 a piece. If you haven't already received an invitation, we invite you to call the church office at, the Focus office at 518-443-0460, and we'd be happy to talk with you. We're in this together. We are better and stronger together than working alone. And we intend to keep on doing that until there's no one hungry and until there's no one poor. We will change the system. We will help people. Thank you. When I say we need to have mercy and justice hand in hand, mercy is basically acts of charity, of reaching out to people who don't have enough food, don't have enough money, who have problems with homelessness or addiction. We can provide them a warm, welcoming, safe place to get their food and other needs met. The justice part is about making sure our system stops producing so many hungry, poor, or homeless people. That we address issues like the minimum wage. We address issues like folks who never know from one week to the next what their schedule is going to be. We can address issues so that the government is spending money in more productive ways, in more helpful ways. Talking both at the local, state, and national level. We're involved in advocating for policy changes at all three of those levels. So it's mercy, acts of charity, feeding the hungry, housing the homeless, those kinds of things, and justice, which is to change the system so that everyone has enough. There is enough food in the United States of America to feed plenty to everyone, but it's not distributed evenly. Somewhat similar issue is healthcare. We have healthcare, a huge healthcare system, but it's not reaching the people who are poor or homeless, who are on the bottom rungs of the ladder. It costs a lot to get proper medical, and that needs to change so that more people get help before they have to go into the emergency room and end up with very costly services. Prevention is much cheaper than crisis intervention. The message of Focus Churches to those who are hungry and in poverty is you are welcome here. No matter your condition, no matter your skin color, no matter your gender orientation, you are welcome here. We wish to feed the hungry, and we will work with you if you like to help you get access to other services that are available here in Capital District. We are always willing to talk and listen. We're always willing to help you find food. If that's all you need, we will do that too. All are welcome, whether they're in poverty or not. We often have people come visiting, for example, politicians come by visiting to see what's going on and get to meet with folks that they might not normally see. It's very important to have those connections. So if you're thinking, well, I don't need food and I can't make a donation, let me encourage you to consider volunteering, either for Focus or another program that you have some connection to. There's always a need for volunteers, people who are willing to give their time to reach out to others and to help us do the work. Focus only has 2 full-time employees, and many other agencies are in a similar situation. We could not do this work without having volunteers make dedicated contributions to us with their time. We have some volunteers who have been working with the breakfast program, for example, for over 30 years. And many people have worked for decades in the pantry as volunteers too. We have one staff person at breakfast, sometimes two. We have pastoral care available at breakfast for folks that need to talk about things spiritual or learn more about what other agencies there are that they can call upon. We need folks to be friends, to learn each other's stories. That's where the world begins to change. We encourage you to find a place to volunteer, to learn what the issues really are, to learn who the people really are that face those issues. Please call the office if you wish to volunteer at area code 518-443-0460 and ask for Belinda, and she's our volunteer coordinator and office manager. She will be glad to hear from you and help you out. Thank you.
Well, welcome back. I'm still trying to bake the muffins. But finally, I think we're finished. I hope you enjoyed our show today. If you would like to make an order or donate muffins to charity, then please go to the website listed below. With every muffin order, we donate muffins to the charity of your choice. I call it giving your dough to charity. I also encourage you to donate directly to the featured charity today by going directly to our website and getting their information. Thank you very much for watching, and keep on dancing through life by giving to others through love. Let me finish baking these muffins, and see you next time.
Do you know the Muffin Man, the Muffin Man, the Muffin Man? Do you know the Muffin Man who lives on Troy?